This is Mary at the.meri.atelier, and this is an unlisted stream. I'm going to talk about some things that are on my mind, and not only COPPA or COPPA, but projects, my channel, thoughts on other things. I just want to chat. Now, we had a very busy weekend. I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. We had a very busy weekend, and it was still busy today on Monday. It was run, run, run all day. I came home. I was exhausted. I promptly fell asleep. I missed Lisa's stream. I got in there just in time to say hello and bye. So, but I needed my rest. So I rested, and here it is about, well, let's see, it's 12:30, a little after 12. I can't sleep now. So while I'm working on getting these gingerbread swap ornaments out, they're all finished. I just need to get them in the envelopes, get everything prepared. They're going out tomorrow. I need a document on the back. I got a couple little things I want to do to these, and maybe you'll see me do it here. But I painted my envelopes red, and there's a few little spots in here I want to touch up while I'm talking. My stream is always jumpy at the first. I don't know why. Lately, we've had some internet issues, but I've always had that issue. I don't know if I'm just not getting the bandwidth or if it has to warm up. I don't know. It seems to do okay after a bit. Let's see, where am I going to put this? I think I'll get some wax paper out. I am going to do a pretty tree on the back of that, but see, I got some, and then the address side. I did get Danny's swap envelopes, and I'm going to open Happy Mail during my stream in the morning. So I'll be opening that. Thank you, Danny. Beautiful envelope. It's over across the room. And I got another email that another Happy Mail that I'm going to open. And I want to talk about Happy Mails too. So, but I want to kind of start out by talking about the Child Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA as we know it. And you're all sick of hearing about it. I know. But, and I have sort of touched on it during my live streams, but I never made a standalone video. And I'll start out by saying that I will put links to the FTC comment page where you can go enter in your comment, tell FTC what your thoughts are, whatever they are. And also to the petition on moveon.org. So if you'd like to sign that petition, you at least have the link from my channel. I would encourage you to sign it. I did both. And they say to be polite when you talk to the FTC. Oh, I get a kick out of that. If you go out there, you're going to talk to them, at least talk to them nice. Otherwise, they won't listen to you. That's kind of how it goes, isn't it? I'm not going to listen to you if you don't talk to me nice. And I did. I tried to talk to them very nice. I let them know my concerns. But I don't think I got it all because I have been watching videos and I've been kind of formulating my thoughts on it. And I think the terms of service too, the new YouTube terms of service, that's another concern. It's kind of hitting us all at once here. Plus, I've got other things I need to get done, like my swaps. Look at that. But anyway, I'll put those links in the description box below. Now, we've all listened to the videos. We've seen people take down their channels. We've listened to the other streamers' thoughts. And I did listen to them. This one is still kind of sealed. I painted this. I painted a couple of these shut, not intentionally. Oh no, it's open. Not intentionally, but it happens. It happens. Ooh, what's this? Let me look at this. What do I have here? I got a little piece of paper or something, paintbrush, I guess, on it. But I want to start out by saying what I'm doing with my channel. I think the wisest thing that any channel operator can do, if you haven't done it already, you may be more wise than me and got that base all covered. I only had it half covered. Back up all your videos. Not because of COPPA or COPPA, but because YouTube can do what they want when they want. They could take you on your channel for any reason. This commercially viable thing I've heard different opinions on what that means. But the safe thing to do is the smart thing to do, and that's back up your videos if you want them. If you don't care, don't back them up. I'm backing up all my videos, and I'm making an index. And that it's taken me a while. I had 74, well, now probably 75, because I've done some videos since I copied the file names. But I had 74 screens of videos, 30 to a screen on the old classic version. New creators know what I'm talking about there. So, and I've been going through and picking out what I want from that and making my index. And it's been very good for me in that I've been reviewing my old videos. And, you know, they are what they are because I didn't have the best technology when I started out. No. I just had what I had. And I would encourage you, if you're just starting out and you don't have the best technology, don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you. If you want to stream or if you want to do a video channel, get started on it. Don't let the fact that your technology isn't if you can get better, yeah, get what you can afford. And that's what I did at the time. But as the result, my videos, I couldn't afford much. My videos were not all that great. I'm going to paint on this card while I'm talking, or on the envelope. I'm going to send painty envelopes. So I'm going to get these done. I'm going to just do the Christmas tree. So, Child's Online Privacy Protection Act. You all know, if you've been watching the videos, you know the history of it. You know why it was there. You know that Google got fined for violating it and all of that. And as a result, they are asking the creators to choose whether their videos are directed at children or if they're for adults only. Well, that has put some of us in a quandary of is my video for children, or is it for adults, or is it for the so-called mixed audience, which is out there that FTC acknowledges, but YouTube doesn't. They don't give us a mixed audience option. We have to choose either for children or for adults. And we have another option to say you can do it at the channel level and put all your videos one way or the other. Or you can go in and look at each video. And I've chosen to go in and look at each video. And I will make my decision on each one. I kind of had done that, but I'm going to go back and start all over again and make sure that my decisions were the right one. Do I have that I think has been directed to children? Yes, I have some videos that my Sebastian Spider video. Did YouTube catch that? I don't even know if they've included me in their sweep of their. I haven't seen any, but I haven't really been directly looking at every screen of data because I just haven't got there yet. I've been working on my index. So, and it doesn't make a difference to me, to tell you the truth. If they choose a video, I've got some some that will probably fall into the mixed audience category, where I'm doing book reviews. I did a book review of a book that was a grandmother spending time with her kids, with her grandkids, and giving all sorts of projects for them. Now, that was directed to adults, but it was about a children's topic. So what do? Yeah, there's very much children's art in them. So I would like to have that as being a mixed audience, but I don't have that option. So what they're telling us, if you question it, I've heard if you question it, go ahead for now and mark it for children, and then when you have a better understanding of when they clarify things, then you can change it. Hopefully you can change it. I don't know. We'll see. Am I going to take down any videos? Right now, the answer is no. I'm not planning on even taking down my Sebastian video, although I have about 4 videos that where I made up this little story about the Halloween spider and how he goes trick-or-treating on the moon. And when I read it as if I were reading to some 4 or 5-year-olds in a library. It was directed toward children. Although I don't think any children watched it unless they were watching with their grandmother. I don't think any children specifically went out and found that video. But here's what my thought about. I hear some of the, well, first of all, they're telling the smaller channels who don't have a program manager to help us sort all this out to listen to the experts, the bigger channels, to listen to what they're saying. And I have done that. I'm a member of the Creative Arts Collaboration Group out on Facebook, which is started by Cinnamon Cooney. And there are some large creators on there who have given their specific opinions and what they're telling us, what they're doing. And I very much appreciated that. But here's my advice on that, too. Let's just forget that there are, in the art group. Let's just say there's an expert opinion out there of somebody else who has 2 million subscribers, and they're telling you what's what. Just take into consideration that they're not an attorney, they're not the FTC, they're not YouTube. They may say, and what they are saying may be absolutely correct. They may be spot on, but again, it is just as much their opinion that they're given, and maybe it's an expert opinion based on their experience. But here again, it's not exactly what may happen. So it could be, they could be spot on, but they could be wrong too. And if you rely on that specifically, well, so-and-so told me, well, so-and-so is not the FTC, so-and-so is not an attorney, and so is not YouTube. So we're kind of left having to make these decisions on our own and struggling and doing our best of what we can do. And that's all we can do. But I decided that I'm going to look at each one of my videos individually. I've been going through, first of all, indexing them. I'm just about done with indexing everything. 75 screens. Boy, I'll tell you. Over 2,000 videos. And it's been good. It's been good for me because it's like looking at your old art. It's like going through your old art journals. You go, oh yeah, I could have done that, or I could do another video, and so I would encourage you to, even if you don't index, or heaven forbid that you don't back up your channel, go back and look at, as if you were going back and looking through an old art journal. If you're a creator, I'm talking to YouTube creators here, other artists who may be listening to me. Go back and some of you have been on longer than I have and have a lot more videos than I do, and but I'm also trying to clean up my playlist. I'm trying to clean up my titles, clean up my thumbnails. And when I say clean them up, I mean standardize them so that they all look generally alike. I'm using one now, general thumbnail, and then I use my live stream one that I have with Janet's welcome one. I'll still be using that. But then in 2020, I want to have a whole new thumbnail. I want to have a whole new thumbnail so that I know that this is the year, this is the year. So that's kind of my thought on that. I'm cleaning up some of my tags. I'm taking out the word art game because I don't like the word game. I think that might trigger something, maybe not with the FTC, but with the YouTube. We don't know what the AI is looking for. And this is another one of my concerns. I've said this before in my live stream. In fact, it was my last live stream, is when we go out on the road and drive our car, we, first of all, in order to get our driver's license, we have to know the law. We are issued little books. We have to go take a driver's test. We have to prove to the DMV that we are capable of operating that car safely, that we know the laws. We know the laws of the speed limit on the interstate, in town, on the country highways. We know the left turn and the right turn, and we know what all the signs mean. There's a lot to know if you're going to drive a car. And it's the same way if you're going to have a channel, and yeah, laws could change with the motor vehicle. Usually they change the speed limit or something, or maybe change the DUI laws or something like that. But know your law, and in order for us to know our law, we have to be told what the law is. Now, we've been told very generally. We've been told that Section 312.2 or whatever it is out there, and you can go look it up in the statutes. It's passed by the Congress, but they turned it over to the FTC to regulate it. And here's where I have a problem. I have a problem with it because it becomes administrative law. And, it's law, but it really isn't. It's based on law, the law that was passed by the Congress. And even in this most recent blog post by Christine whoever at the FTC, which helped to clarify what we should look for, still it's a blog post. Some of those questions that we're relying on are infrequently asked questions, or, and I'm going, this isn't very reliable. You can change this at any time. It's an opinion given by the staff at the FTC. So that isn't really even administrative law, I don't think. It's a blog post, and I'm very wary of that personally. I would like to, at least if you're going to be an administrative law governmental agency, you could formulate your laws into administrative law rather than a blog post. I find blog posts very susceptible to change, and I'm not sure I would want to rely on them. But if that's all we're given, and that's my problem. And my other problem is they haven't given us, even the FTC, they've made an attempt here to give us more direction. But even what they gave us has differences with what YouTube is doing in this general audience thing. And that's been pointed out by several attorneys, and it's a big discussion point out there. I really do believe that they're going to come down on not just YouTube. I think they're making YouTube very much an example out here. I don't know if they come down that hard on Facebook. I know when I was with about.com and the mining company, we heard about COPPA laws, and we were very much aware of it. So it not only applies to YouTube, but if they find that they can exercise their muscle with YouTube, they can go on to another agent. Like we can't just go to Twitch or to Facebook and put our videos over there, or to Amazon or something, because they all have to abide by the law. So, and I think if the law is going to be the law, then the law should be specific, and we should have manuals. We should have guidelines rather than a blog post. If they're going to have an AI, an artificial intelligent bot scanning our channels and looking for things, we should know as creators what those bots are looking for. If they're looking for Crayolas, which they may or may not be, we should know that. If they're looking for Crayolas on a channel that has the audience of 13 and under, or between 13-year-olds out there, 13 between 13 and 15, whatever. And if they are able to determine the age, which evidently they are, they wouldn't have brought the suit in the first place. Then if it's a Crayola box on one of those channels, then yeah, you might be wanting to change that because it's probably child directed. But if it's a Crayola box on a channel like mine, or a crafting channel where a bunch of grandmas out there coloring with our Crayolas, then we're not directing it toward children. Then we should, if they're going to be that differential in it, then we should be a law, and we should know the direction that bot is going to take. And don't tell me that they don't know, because they do know that those bots are programmed by specifications given to the programmers, no matter what language they're written in. And the specifications should be given to us as content, and it should be the final specifications, and it should take another act of reviewing the COPPA to change them, so that we can keep up with what our laws are. I'm not too worried about my channel, but I am concerned. I'm concerned for other crafting channels. I don't think it's anything I want to dismiss and say, "Oh, it's not gonna bother me. I'm just gonna check it at the channel level." And then, you might be okay if you do that. But I'm a little bit more concerned about that. I'm really concerned about. I don't know. I think personally, it's my opinion, and it's my opinion only. And, I'm just a little nobody out here in the middle of Podunk, Nebraska. But I think it's over regulation by the government. I don't think that, I just don't think that I just think it's over regulation by the government, and they're just coming in and wham, 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 and not giving us much direction as to what they're going to do. And a lot of people are confused, and it's created quite a stir out there. But I do think it's over regulation, and I heard it out of that guy's mouth when you go and you click on the channel where they were first talking about it, and that guy says that one of their things they're doing is to change the direction of YouTube's business. And I don't think any government, unless they're doing something highly illegal, like that they can prove that YouTube is got a back office of pornographers out there or something. I don't think it's the business of government to come in and change a company's direction, their business operation, unless they're doing something highly illegal. Now, yeah, collecting information on kids is illegal. It is against the COPPA law, but I don't think that the FTC should have a goal of changing a company's business direction. If that's that's just my opinion. Yeah, they should, they should come after if they're violating it, and I agree with that. I'm not entirely against COPPA, but I guess I'm against of how they're doing it. I think they could have done it a lot, not just dropped it on us. It got dropped on us in the last couple months, and it's really put everybody in an uproar, even though it may have been out there since September or the last 3 years or something. We all of a sudden are being asked to do, and given, I'm still trying to sort out, do I have to have this done by September 10th or January 1st? I'm still trying to sort out some of the time frames, and I hear different things from different experts. You have to have this all done by December the 10th. I said September, I think, but I meant December. Or you have to have this all done by January 1st. And, I'm going, somebody tell me specifically, somebody who's named an official YouTube, tell me specifically when I have to have this done. And I don't think YouTube does that. I've heard it from other channels, and I've heard that their terms of service are coming out on December 10th. But then I hear it has to all be done by January 1st too. And I'm kind of, I don't think that there's too much clarification on that. So that's kind of my opinion. It makes me sad because at the TheMeriAtelier, anybody who comes to my Friday night streams know we have this little Phibbsville town, and we're having all sorts of fun in Phibbsville. And, it's a little fictional town where it's a small town in a big park where we come on Saturday afternoons fictionally, people come on Saturday afternoons just to relax and do their art. And, we have all these stories going on. And I feel like the Grinches run all the children out of Phibbsville. And that saddens me because it just makes me sad. I guess you can blame the FTC, but you could also blame YouTube because, and in a way, I don't blame YouTube because they're a business. They're a business, and they have to make money somehow. And advertising and presenting ads to whatever age group comes on legally is what they're in the business of doing. Well, these kids have been coming on, and evidently they're below the age of 13, and YouTube has been tracking them, which is against the law. So, but we haven't. I don't track anybody. I have enough trouble keeping track of my art projects, let alone kids who might look at my videos. And that's been a point of discussion around the art students too. And then you get into this fear-mongering thing. Now, because there's been a lot of discussion, they're saying, oh, it's fear-mongering. You're just fear-mongering. You're just trying to make me be afraid, so I'll delete my channel. And, I don't think anybody is intentionally, well, there might be some people putting up videos because it's a trend. It's a trending issue. And that's what you do when you're a creator. You find out what the trends are. And you discuss it, you do it. I don't follow the trends a lot, but I'm following this one because I think it's important. But I don't feel like I've been susceptible to fear-mongering. I don't think anybody really, I think there's been a lot of concern. I think there's been a lot of confusion. I've heard of crafters taking down their channels because they're afraid that they're going to get a hit with a $42,000 fine, and there's all that yowing around there, and I've had people tell you, oh, they're not going to come after the small channels, but here's the thing, they may not come after you, but does that mean that you can go violate the law? Just because that's like saying I can drive 80 miles an hour in a 55-mile-hour zone just because there's no cop around and he's not going to catch me. And so are you going to be law abiding? Are you going to try to figure out what the law is and abide by it? Or are you just going to say, oh, well, I'm a small channel, they aren't going to catch me, or I don't have to worry about it. I can go 80 miles an hour and and who cares, nobody's watching my channel. No kids are watching my channel. They're not going to turn their bot loose on me. And I would be very concerned with thinking that way, because you as a citizen of the United States and you as a content worldwide on YouTube are liable for obeying the law, So if it's the law, at least we should know what it is. I have that complaint about YouTube and the FTC. They should tell us specifically what they're going to look for. And it may be a manual, it may be 80 pages long, but I would rather have an 80-page long manual or a 500-page manual than no direction at all. I don't think at this point, that guy said they have the expertise to do it. And maybe they do, and maybe they don't, maybe it's being developed. But I think my own personal opinion is if you're going to have a law where you're going to be fining people, even the small channels, a percentage of your revenue, like say you make $2 off of a video that nobody doesn't get any more. It's not currently drawing much attention, but it got 200 views when you first published it. And if they say, I want 90% of that, well, what would that be? $1.90, something like that. They're going to fine you that small of amount. You should know why you're getting that fine. They shouldn't just fine you because, oh, my bot found it. You should know exactly what the bot found, and you should know why the bot found it in the first place, because you should be able to go through that and say, oops, I can't do that on my videos before it actually says, aha, we caught you. So that's just my opinion. That's my thoughts on it all. I think the FTC is as guilty as YouTube, as maybe some of the creators are in here. Creators who are doing kids channels saw an opportunity to make a lot of money, and they were getting ads, they were getting views, and they served up the videos, and some of them were very good. Let's talk about kids. I queried my grandniece over Thanksgiving to see if she was watching YouTube, and in front of her parents. I just didn't, corner her, but she does not have an account, but she watches YouTube, and her parents don't even have an account. So how do they track her? Do they track her as she probably, if she doesn't have an account, she can't comment. She does not get probably notifications and all that. She knows what she wants to find, and she'll probably does a search on it. And now she might get into trouble there. I mean, they might have a persistent identifier on doing a search on her, whatever her persistent identifier is. I don't know if it's her the little code out there that they have for the modem thing. Slips my mind right now, but they have a way of knowing that you're watching those videos. And you can, on your Google, you can, well, supposedly, I guess it's by account. I don't know if you can do it if you don't have an account, but there's a My Activity page. You can go out there and you can wipe out what you've watched if you don't want to get hit by, I'm shopping for a recliner, and get hit for 10 million recliner ads. That's how they serve up their advertising. And to tell you the truth, I don't think that's a bad thing for adults. Kids have a little bit less judgment, especially under 13, going out there and filling out forms and, putting in their name and address and phone number. And, that gets a little dangerous out there for them. And I can understand that part. But I can't understand having this law come down on us without clarification. Then we need specifications, we need clarifications, so we know what we can and can't do. That is kind of what's bothering me now. But I would also say, just because somebody that you admire and respect tells you something about your channel, don't be surprised if YouTube differs and you hear something different from YouTube or from the FTC, because we just don't know at this point. We really don't know what the bots are going to look for. We don't know if we're safe. We kind of have a general idea, and it's getting better. But as there's been more discussion about it, I think people are tired of hearing about it. But, uh, so what? It's important to discuss it because it's a law. And if you're going to be on YouTube, and if it's going to affect your favorite channels, and it'll affect all of us one way or the other. It may affect our ad rates. We don't know how it's going to affect us. We're going to find out, I think. And I think a lot of creators have been waiting. I know I'm kind of in a wait and see mode. They haven't told, they've told us some things now, but a lot of creators don't react to things because they don't know how to react because they don't know what's coming, and they're in a wait and see. So that's my thought on COPPA. I'm probably missing some things out there. I would just say, if you're thinking about taking down your videos, I would not do that. I agree with leaving your channel up until things settle down, the storm dies down a little. If you start seeing a lot of flags on your channel, then you might get a little concerned, or YouTube might get a little concerned. But I wouldn't just go down there and say, "Oh, if I don't take these down, they're gonna find me." That's being a little. And I guess I would say, if you start taking down your videos because of this, how maybe you shouldn't be making them in the first place. I don't mean that mean. I don't mean it mean, but YouTube is, it's a passion. It's something that you well, for me, I put my heart and soul into it, and I'm not going to take it down based on crap that I'm hearing out there. So if you're tired, don't take it down. Just stop publishing for a while. Go on Facebook, share your art with your friends on Facebook. I hate to say that on YouTube, but it's kind of their fault that they aren't clarifying stuff for us. Just hold off for a little bit. Wait till you see if YouTube starts taking stuff down or starts hitting your channel for things. I don't mean to be mean about it, but if you're really that passionate about your channel, don't let something like this convince you to take it down. That's how I want to say it. Don't just give up on it. Keep your passion, and if you're losing your passion for it, maybe you should take it down. Maybe all this video and all the time and effort you're putting into it isn't paying off for you. We all have different lives. I know I've been so busy lately. I've been busy in just my personal life that I haven't had time to hardly breathe. And I'm not even working full time anymore. But it's just, it's things I've committed to, things I said I would do. I have family time, probably more in the holidays than usual. But really think about your channel, if you doing it is really what you want to do, or if you're just doing it because it's the thing to do right now. People are putting up videos and streaming and all of that. Really think about your time and where you're putting it. You could go write a children's book and publish it, self-publish it. So, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, I want to talk about the direction of my channel, specifically my giveaways and my freebies. Now, let's start with the giveaways. I've heard that this COPPA law is going to come down on giveaways, that they're going to be lotteries or something. They're considered, and some people say that they're not going to do giveaways. They're not going to. If you're giving away a piece of an envelope that you painted on with craft paint or an ATC, something like that, I think they're talking more about lottery, where you're asking people to send in money, buy a ticket. I'm not asking anybody to buy anything for a chance to win something. Generally, that's what a lottery is you buy tickets, and if you win it, then, I mean, the general definition of lottery, there's other lotteries to make decisions, like a toss of a cap or a hand or a coin or something like that. But generally, when you join a lottery, you buy lottery tickets and you give up some money. Well, we're not asking for money. We're just having our giveaway. So I'm not giving up on my giveaways. I'll still have them. I would like to reach 10,000 subscribers, but I think YouTube has put some brakes on the subscriptions. I've seen it on my channel, and I don't know if that's across the board or if it's just affecting me right now, but I can't seem to add. I get subscribers, but they take them all away from me. I've just leveled off the ones that I get, and now they're taking from my base. And rather than getting new subscribers, as I have been the last few years, they're taking them away from my base. And that really bothers me, because I think somebody screwed up their algorithm. So, I would like to get to 10,000 subscribers and have a nice giveaway at 10,000 subscribers, because that's a milestone on YouTube. 10,000 subscribers. It just seems like they don't want me to get there. It seems like, and I kind of blame YouTube on this. I don't think I'm getting hit by that many bots. And I really honestly don't think that many people go out at one time and unsubscribe. I don't care if people unsubscribe. That's their right to subscribe and unsubscribe. But I don't think YouTube should be taking away 8 or 9 subscribers at one pull, unless they give us a little report and say, we took away blah 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 because it was a bot, or we took away so and so because she never watches your channel anymore. Well, so and so might be busy trying to figure out COPPA, and might not have the time right now to watch my channel in the last few months or the last year. So I kind of blame YouTube for that. I think my channel should be growing a lot more than it is. I kind of feel like I may be, I hate to say targeted, but I honestly do feel targeted by YouTube. I feel like they don't want me to grow. I think that they support certain channels and don't support others. And I feel in the not supported group. Then I could be wrong. But see, you build up all of this because they aren't upfront with you. You are open to all sorts of suspicion because they aren't telling you. They say, "Oh, it was hit by bots," or and I'm just sitting there going, "Give me a break. I'm not hit by that many bots." I'm not. If I was a huge million subscriber channel and they took away 100 subscribers, yeah, that might be a bot. And I don't pay people to subscribe to my channel. I don't join MSNs. I don't do sub for sub. I don't do anything like that. And yet they still come and take my subscribers away from me. And I really have that against YouTube. But on the other hand, it's their platform. They can do what they want. I'm only here, and I say this a lot of times. I'm chatting away here. This is my unlisted stream. I'm getting it out. I've said this before. I'm only here because of the art community. I'm here because of the people who come to my streams, the people that comment and communicate with me, and I'm here because of you. I'm not here because of YouTube. I'm not here because of, I like to get a little money, from the AdWords. I'm not a business. I don't teach courses. I'm not in business to sell anything. I'm here to share what's on my table, to share what's on my mind. I'm here because I like to share with my art community. it is very much a community, and I enjoy it a whole lot. But I wish they wouldn't take away my subscribers. But here's the thing, I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm not going to say, oh, YouTube is cheating me. And sometimes I think they cheat me in my analytics and my monetization. I'm going, if you need that extra $2 that I earned, have at it, Take it away from me. I was planning on giving it to Carehart, but you stole it from me. So I guess the disabled artists will have to wait for another time to get their Christmas present or whatever. I'm just talking. That's not true, but it's just like, I wish YouTube was a little bit more upfront with its creators. And they may be to larger creators, but my experience is they're not too upfront with me. I would not, and I hate to say this, as much as I enjoy doing my videos and my streams, I would not work for an employer who treated me this way. Go to work every day and find your paycheck is reduced by 5% every day just because, and you don't know why. They decided they're going to take away 5% of what they said they were going to pay you. So, and yeah, they have ads. They have to divvy up their ads, and they do estimating and blah 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 blah. I would just as soon you not estimate. I would rather have you be upfront with me, even if it's once a month, because I think I earn it. I see those numbers out there one day, and the next day it's 5% less. What'd you do to my money? You stole it from me. Well, I said, it wasn't yours in the first place. I said, well, what did you put it on my dashboard for if it wasn't mine? You see, you can go around and around with that stuff. So, I'm the type of person, if I see I got a little money, I'm making plans of how I'm going to spend it. But now I was going to say something else here that was important. My mind went off on spending. Let's talk about my projects. The direction that I'm going to take in 2020, and I've kind of said this in my live streams, I want to say it here now. I'm going to take a no promises policy. When I say if I give a giveaway like an ATC or envelopes or join a swap, I've committed to the swap. I'm going to send them out. Even if I'm a little late, I'm going to send them out. But I tend to overcommit. And so when I say I'm going to do things like snow globes or send out happy mail, it's on a no promises basis. I want to send it out, but you may not get it. You may get it eventually. But I'm going to quit making promises, not because of you, because of me. And I should have known better than to say I do all this stuff when I can't. I'm just so overwhelmed, and then I get hit by stuff like this COPPA stuff, and that overwhelms me. And then something may come up in the family, and I just get so far behind, I get bogged down, and then I get, when are you going to send me my snow globes, or when are you going to send me my you did this, and you said you were going to send it to me. When am I going to get it? And truthfully, you have a right to ask that, because I said I'd do it and I haven't got to it. So that's my fault, and I take that responsibility. I accept that blame. So next year is very specifically no promises. I don't expect people to send me happy mail. When you do that, I'm delighted and I'm happy with it. But if you've told me that you're going to send me some happy mail and I never get it, I'm not going to come back to you. And it's been a year now. I'm looking for my happy mail and I never got it. I hope I don't do that to anybody. Happy mail is happy mail. And just because you send somebody happy mail does not commit back. I'd like to send to everybody who sent to me. but it would just be exorbitant because you guys are so good to me. You are so good to me. I tried to send something back, but it's not near the amount that you guys have sent to me. And most of you who send to me say we don't expect anything in return, but I still get that feeling that secretly some people do, and I don't feel like I feel like I'm cheating them. So it's on me. It's my fault. I take the blame of making promises that I can't keep, but it's going to stop because I've I just can't go on like this and say I'm going to send you something and then you never get it, and I'm bogged down with too much. Um, I want to take my channel. I want to keep streaming. I want to keep making videos. I hope to still be here in 2020, but if I'm not, I don't know if I'll be anyplace else. I probably will not go to Facebook. I don't care for making videos on Facebook. Um, it's not my thing. I might try to publish some things, self-publishing. I don't know. I could do a Patreon. I've thought about that. Uh, who knows? But YouTube is really my home. YouTube has always been my channel. I'm happy with my community. I'm happy doing my videos, and I want to continue them. But I may not join as many swaps. I've kind of cut down on my swaps this year. I've joined some through Aunt Beck's group because I like how she runs them, and I like what she does in them. I love the swaps, but I can't just join swaps here and there and there and here. In the same way with challenges, I've got challenges stacked up behind me, and some of them are my own challenges. And so I might put some brakes on all that stuff just because I'm overwhelmed. I want to, I want, I want to, I want my channel to be a quality channel, but then again, uh, I'm a daily newspaper. If you consider me a daily newspaper, I don't sell stuff. I'm not a business. My art is my passion, and I like to share it with you. No matter what it is, it's my passion that I'm sharing. Uh, and getting back to the COPPA again here, because I'm just chattering with what comes on my mind as it kind of like Velcro here. I want to go back to COPPA. I was watching the video creators, Tim, I forget his last name, Moyer or whatever. He does video creators, and they were talking about COPPA. And it amazed me that those creators, he had 8 or 10 of them out there. When they talked about COPPA, they didn't see anything wrong with it. They didn't see a problem with it. They're going, oh. And now I know why. Because every one of them, they're members of Tim's group, and he probably chose them to be out there because they're members, but every one of them is on YouTube for their business. Every one of them, and their business is not child related or child directed. And every one of them did not see a problem. So don't be surprised if you meet YouTube creators out there that go, what's the big deal? Well, if their business was being affected, like some of them are, they would be having a little bit more to say. I thought that was very insensitive of them. I don't mind people being on YouTube with their business as long as they're not the proverbial Tupperware lady. Like all you hear is my business. Business this and business that. And you can't do it because I have to be concerned about my business first. And it's get tiresome. It's tiresome. And you start to feel taken advantage of. Like, I have enough Tupperware, thank you. I don't need another Snap-on lid. And I don't mind people being out there if they do it, what do I say, respectfully. And there are some people that I follow that I feel like they do it very respectfully, but there are other people that I quit following because all I heard was, "You want to buy another Tupperware bowl from me? I got this for sale. I got this for sale," I'm going, no, I have quite enough Tupper lids. I got enough snap-on lids. And I think a lot of us might feel that way. But hey, saying that you have things for sale and you're running a small business and you're selling things on your Etsy shop, I see no problem with that. It's like you can't participate in this unless you subscribe to my newsletter, or you can't, that kind of gets to me because, they're, I don't know, it's almost like they're trying to desperately to get you to buy from them when you really have enough. It's what do you want to say, a big sales pitch, a used car salesman, a Tupperware lady. You love them, but you got enough snap-on lids. The basement's full of them. Thank you very much. So I'm not a business. I'm here because I enjoy art. I never want to be a business. I don't teach. I don't intend to teach. I learn. I learn more from you guys than I teach, I think. If you learn from me, if I'm doing something, they go, "Oh, that's cool, Mary." I think that's nice. I think it's fun that you learned that. And maybe I communicated something that I did, but my intention was not to lead a class or anything like that. I have a few tutorials out there, but I do not have a lot of tutorials or how-tos. I look at how-tos very skeptically now, because how many how-to make a junk journal have you seen lately? I mean, the YouTube's full of every channel that's putting up how to make a junk journal. I go, well, we got plenty of places to look now. I don't need to add mine to it. Unless I did do those binding videos because I like to show how I make the tassels a part of my binding process. But I don't charge any money for, because truthfully, there are good teachers out there, and there should be. There are people who do that for a business, but they have a whole different mindset and a whole different goal than I do. And I just found it quite interesting that those people that were chatting about COPPA today on Tim's video creator stream were all business people, and they said, well, if they take down your child video, you can go make another video, go direct your business someplace else. And that was good advice to a business person. But what if it was somebody who was doing it for passion? Maybe your passion is showing kids how to color, sharing your creativeness and helping a child discover creativity. I don't really think that should be taken down off of YouTube. And I guess you could still do it, but nobody's going to find it. I would go to Patreon or something and maybe promote my Patreon if I was going to do that, but they'll find you there too. So if they track you, if there's tracking going on, and YouTube tracks. And that's the other thing I want to say. It's easy enough for YouTube to know, because I don't get a lot of Mickey Mouse ads or Disney ads. I might get a few Christmas ads on my channel, but my channel is not, I don't get kids stuff on there. They've already figured out my audience. It's probably why they haven't really scanned my channel too much, is because they know that my audience is not kids. But we should have that option, and we do have that option now. But I don't know. I think that I don't know. I just feel like I need more direction. Um, and I've already talked about all that, so I'm kind of rehashing my thoughts. I won't go there. I've talked about what I want to do. I'm not telling you specifically what I'm going to do in 2020. Um, I'll be doing more. I'll be still doing my streams. I love my streams. I love my early morning streams. I love my Friday night streams. I'd like to try some different type of things, but I don't want to talk about them right now because I don't want to give away my ideas right now. They're my ideas. And but I'm going to experiment with some stuff out there. I will say December 31st, if you've listened to me chatter this long, is a streamathon that I'm doing with the gals in Dee Dee's group. I'm kicking it off. I normally stream Tuesday mornings at 4:30 anyway, but I'm kicking it off. They say at 5:30 Eastern time, I think. I'd have to look at the schedule. But I'll be doing that. I'm going to give away a jam journal. I've already know what I'm going to do for my jam journal. I need to get it done. I'm concentrating right now on this COPPA stuff and getting my channel cleaned up. I hope to have that done by the 15th of December. And I want to get my swap commitment off the table here. So, but we will be streaming all day, different channels. There's a list. The Musical Scrapper has a list. I'm kicking it off real early in the morning. It'd probably be the folks who normally come to my streams. And I am giving away a journal. I said that. Then I don't know the specifics of what Tanya and Lisa are planning, but I think they are planning to stream on December 31st, but I don't know the time. I don't know the specifics of it, but you might if you're listening to me now, you might keep an eye out. If you know Lisa at My Eclectic Life and Tanya McGuire, This, That, and Chat, they'll probably be doing something on the 31st. So there's that to look forward to. I'd like to get my studio. I've been working on it all year. It's getting there. It still needs some reorganization. I finally got bookcases up. I need to be a little bit more disciplined about putting things away right away so I know where they are. And I did that with my double-sided carpet tape. I put it away. Couldn't find it because I put it away. I finally found it where I put it in the first place, in its place. I laugh at that. But I think that I'd have the space in here. I bring things home and they don't get put away, and I move things around and I forget where I put stuff. And, I'd like to get better at that organizational habits. It's like brushing your teeth. You have to make yourself put things away when you're done streaming. I do pretty much clear off because I generally set things behind me when I'm streaming because I don't want to get up and walk across the room and, trip over things and all that. I put things behind me, and I'm getting better about cleaning that up when I'm done. So I have a path to walk through. But I need to have a place for them and put things back. So that's just a personal thing that I'm working on. I'll probably be doing, if I can, more streaming than standalones. I like to do standalones. I know some of you cannot join the streams, and because you work or you're busy, you have family to take care of. I understand all that. So I kind of slacked off of my Meri in the mornings or my Meri mornings, my Meri stories. Uh, I've kind of slacked off on those because I've been hit with things. There should be a Meri story, a long Meri chat story. I've been going for over an hour now, according to that, if it's probably longer than an hour. Uh, my computer, freezes up on me, so the time is not accurate. But will you see me around in 2020? If I can be here, I will. This is my passion. This is not a business for me. This is a passion. This is what I enjoy doing. You know, as long as I'm going to be a reluctant retiree. I'll probably be doing more art. I had 3 goals this year to learn 3 new things, and that was knitting, and I did pretty good with my knitting. I learned how to make dill pickles. That was the second thing. I wanted dill pickles. I've never made dill pickles, and they're refrigerator pickles. They're not canned. But I eat them. I love them. They're good. I have them. Probably going to have hamburgers tonight and eat my dill pickles with them. And then the third thing I never really got done, and that was make my walnut ink. That's still on my list of things to do. New things. Try stretching yourself into doing new things if you can, if you have the time. Don't overcommit. Meri's issuing a warning with overcommitment. But even if I could learn 2 new things this year, that's 2 new things that I've learned that I didn't know last year. So what new things for 2020? I haven't decided. There is something. Anne, who comes to our streams, is a teacher, she's retired now. She just recently retired, but she teaches, I think, history and economics. I can't remember exactly what she teaches, but she also subs for teachers now. And one of the things that she was teaching was Latin. And at my favorite bookstore, the Goodwill, I found a Latin. I guess I'll work that in. I found a Latin book, and I'd like to maybe I'll work that in with some of my videos, teaching myself some Latin words and maybe the etymology of words a little bit more. Not grammar. I'm not going for grammar or English or writing or anything like that, but just maybe understanding where our words come from. Maybe I can learn some new words that it's not slang. And this is Latin, probably that was taught in high school. This book, it looked very, very much like something I could understand. So that might be one of my goals, is to understand Latin. And I might maybe do some art around the words that I'm learning. So, there's just a whole lot of different ways you can take your channel. And I'll probably get ideas as I go. Society of Idea Collectors. I miss my Society of Idea Collector art journal. I'm going to do a separate art journal, a composition book again, probably Midori style, because I feel like I need to have control over the pages that rather have them bound in. But Midori style Society of Idea Collectors. I may not be joining as many challenges. I may follow them. I have found that for Tanya and Lisa, and even Aunt Beck, I enjoy doing her things. But for Tanya and Lisa, instead of actually joining in, I may go out and just chat. And I'm not talking about leaving their channels or not participating. I'm talking about not doing the art as much and visiting more. I found some of the more recent chats I was either, or I think Tanya did a jelly plate session and I wasn't set up for it. So I just sat out there and chatted with everybody. It was kind of fun just to chat with y'all. So I might be doing more of that and less art when I'm doing my art, when I'm doing the pick tens and the dirty dozens and all that. I got my hands are all painty and I just, I see the chat off of my phone, but I can't really respond because I've got red paint on my hands. And I do less chatting and more art. And I may change that and do more chatting on some of the channels and less art and just enjoy what's happening, but enjoy the community. Aunt Beck, I'll probably still do her projects because she seems to do things that I enjoy. I love doing her dirty dozens. And I know Lisa has quit doing the pick tens as much. I'm not saying she's quit them altogether, but she isn't doing as much. And I kind of miss it. So I may personally do some pick tens. So I'm just kind of brainstorming here while I'm talking to you of where I want my channel to go for 2020, mostly because I saw Lisa and Tanya talk about where they're going to take their channel. So I thought, well, I'll join in on that conversation. It's getting about that time to think about it. I've enjoyed doing my journals every month. December, here it is. December will be the 3rd tomorrow. And I don't have my cover painted because, well, for one thing, I've had a personal life that's been very busy lately. And I was doing these swaps and COPPA to trying to clean up my channel. But I very much have enjoyed painting a journal cover every month. I'll probably continue that in 2020. I like choosing a theme, even though I may not. I feel like I never really completely learn everything I can because I get carried away in all these other projects. And so if I do a theme, I may concentrate on more on what I'm doing and less on the challenges that are being presented out there, if that makes any sense. Will I do challenges? I've done the 16-week challenge for my shadow box and illustrated alphabet, but I don't know. My personal opinion is there's an awful lot of challenges out there. We don't need another one to join and commit to. I'm not ready to jump into that pot of boiling water too much. I might do one or two. If I find something new and exciting that there's not a whole lot of new and exciting in art. Well, there's a lot of things that you're discovering, but it's not a whole lot of new art techniques out there. There might be new to you. So I probably won't be issuing a lot of challenges. I feel like I'm asking people to commit their time and then they feel bad if they can't. I'm shying away from that because they got enough to do. They got enough to do. What else? I think I'm pretty well talked out. I've talked feelings on COPPA. Just don't panic. I've kind of watched what was going on with COPPA before, and that's kind of still what I'm doing. We'll see what happens in January. But to recap what I said, don't just because somebody says something, don't take it for gospel because it was said. And they may be right, but you never know what's coming. I think it's wise to back up your channel. Do what you need to do to make your videos compliant. Don't just say it's not going to apply to me, because we all have to obey the law, or we should obey the law, whether they come after you or not. I heard that, I hear this small channel thing is not going to get hit because you're too little for them to deal with. I'm a little skeptical of that because if you're violating the law, you're violating the law. And they may come after you just to make an example out of you and say, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. If you're breaking the law, you're breaking our rule when we told you not to, we're going to come after you. And we may not fine you $43,000, but we might make it hurt you. I mean, we'll make it applicable to your lifestyle. It'll still be a fine. And recapping, I really think the FTC and YouTube should be more upfront and transparent about what they're going to look at when they run these AI bots against our channels. I think we should know what the bots are looking for. I don't care if it's a 500-page document. We should know. Would I read 500 pages? I probably would look at each page and see what it was all about and, see if anything of mine might have fallen into a category. It wouldn't take that long to flip through 500 pages. Might do it online. This is my last envelope. I'm just chattering now while I finish my envelope here. These are going to be my gingerbread. These are going to hold my gingerbread ornaments. I got to do the other sides. Or I may, well, do I want to do them in, I have to decide if I want to paint them or, I'll be addressing them on the other side. I may just do the edges because these are smaller envelopes. But I'll still be doing stuff like this. This is my art. This is my passion. This is what I enjoy. Let's put some snow on the trees here. And put some big bulbs. Snowballs. Some in here. It takes a while for the big paint dots to dry, but they dry. All right, let me look at the first one that I did, or one of the first ones. Let's see, would it be this one? Yeah, no, that one's still wet. I think they're all pretty wet yet, so I can't really flip them over. They're still pretty wet. So I'll have to work on them when I stream in the morning. So I am doing Carb December. I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with what I'm doing. I wanted to do illuminated alphabets, and I don't like them. So I may take I still want to do the illuminated alphabet, but I might take a different approach than my design here. I'm still deciding. I can't dilly-dally on it too much. I know what I wanted to do before I sign off here. I want to put I got some candy canes. I found these when I was rustling around the house here with Christmas stuff. Let's glue some candy canes on here. Can I get them off? Or I'm going to have to tear it. I wish they wouldn't do this. They just staple it. And so I made 5. I made 3 for swap, 1 for me, and 1 for Becky. Let's put I want to glue candy cane on here. Oh, it's a little charm. Probably don't have it with me. Oh. Hold the phone. I think I want to put a thread through there. A little red bow. But what would I have done with that? See, that's the problem I have. That's what I need to fix. I don't know what I did with my bow that I wanted to put in there. So I guess I'll clip that little thing off instead because I don't want to fool with it. Let's get my scissors and just clip off the Charm Party clips off real good. Let's just put that on with some glossy accents. And what else do I want to do? I want to do something else here. This is not a recent purchase, but I did purchase these. Not recently, but I got a snowman and a deer. I got them when there was a sale on it. They were 30 or 40% off. And I don't know how they're going to work. I don't have a lot of specialty punches, but we use these things in our dirty dozens and whatnot. Got a snowflake. I wanted the snowman. Of course, he's down at the bottom. It's the last one I pull out. It's always the last one. And I need some paper. Let's reach for some white paper here. I'm reaching for it. That white. Well, I guess I'll use this. I have to open it. I know I have open stuff, but I don't want to go hunting for it. Yeah. It's always a problem getting stuff out. Let's see if I can punch me a couple snowmen here. That'd make a nice page border, wouldn't it? Let's get some snowmen out of here. I'll put these punches up here. I'll probably be using them. They're Christmassy. But for now, they're just, honestly, going up there. Put my scissors over here. Put my cap on my fine line paint applicator. These are kind of hard to get back on because you have to have good eyesight to see where that little needle is going. I have to get it up to my face. You have to have steady hands. Come on. There we go. Alrighty. See, I want a snowman. I want to put him there. I guess that's the best place. And a candy cane. I want the door to open. I'll put the candy cane there too. Let's cut the, I don't know where the other one flew off to. Here he is. I could put the snowman up a little. No, I don't want to cover up the simplicity. Put the snowman there and the candy cane there. Could put the candy cane up here. Just put him on the roof. Maybe like that. Nah. I'm just experimenting. I got enough of them if I could clip one off. Put it. put it like this. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll put it right here. This. Yeah. Oh, my glossy accents. It's a little much on there. Either put the snowman or the candy cane. Or both. Well, you know, if I were decorating it, I'd put everything I could on it. Yeah. I'd say more. I can't get a hold of my snowman. So I'm all chattered out about COPPA. It will be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, for me, I'm definitely a wait and see person. I don't have any strong. I do have a strong thing, and I think they could be more transparent with us. But I don't have any fears, and I really don't feel like people are fear-mongering out there. I heard this fear-mongering thing, and I don't think that people are really trying to create fear. I think that people are jumping on the trends. I'll put some. I think it's a trending topic, and a lot of people have jumped on it. And I jumped on it because I kind of wanted to talk about my thoughts. There's nothing wrong with chattering about your thoughts. And I think some people get afraid, and then it wasn't intentional to make you afraid. You just got afraid. That's how fear is. You control your own fears. I don't like it when people get accused of fear-mongering when they're really not. Expressing your opinion is not fear-mongering. And just even expressing that you're confused about it, there's nothing wrong with that, because it is confusing. I think it's a shame. I don't think kids are not going to give up YouTube. They're just not going to get served good kids content because they can't make it anymore without getting zapped. And who wants to make kids videos if they're not getting, they're putting in all their time and effort. They're not getting any form of payment, not even an ad on it. These are cute, if I do not say so myself. So I don't think it's serving kids at all. I would agree with that. I've heard several creators say that it's not going to help. It's going to hurt more than it helps. And I do think it's government overreaching into our lives. I think government should stay out of it and let the parents. The parents had a problem with it. They should control their own kids rather than, come after the creators. What are your kids doing on YouTube? You control your family, control your kids. Don't blame the people that are. It's true that maybe they were not following COPPA. I can understand the FTC finding them, but I don't understand why the parents that are doing all this complaining aren't controlling their own kids, because they're just as responsible for what their kids do as the channel, the YouTube is of tracking them. And yeah, I know this story about, where'd my snowman go? I know this story about kids will get on there and create their own accounts and the parents don't know all of that stuff. Well, the parents should know. They don't have an excuse. It's like if you stole your car and you could keep an eye on where your kid's going. You're responsible for that kid until he's of age and whatnot. It's part of being a parent. And a lot of parents are responsible. But I don't think they're the ones who are complaining. I think there's a lot of politics behind it. I think there's money behind it that we don't know about. I've heard some scuttlebutt about that. Don't know if I believe it or not. Here's my snowman. Yeah. But I'll tell you this, if it affects me too much, I am going to write to my senators. I'm going to kind of wait and see what happens. But if they say I can't use my crayons, or if I'm using my crayons that's of interest to children, or it's directed toward children, I think I'll write to my senators and say, yeah, they have a right, but where are mine? Why can't I color? It may never come to that. So that's why I'm going to wait and see. I do think it's government overreaching into our lives more than they should. I don't think that the FTC has a right to change YouTube's business model. I think that's, there's the antitrust laws and all of that, but that's very definitely Congress directed and all of that. I don't think a government agency should have a goal of changing a company's business model. I think that's wrong unless they are flagrantly pornographers or something like that. And they're not. They're just selling ads to kids who shouldn't be on YouTube in the first place. They're both in the wrong. And we're suffering for it. Not suffering, we're affected by it. So those are all my thoughts. I don't know if you probably bored you, but all right. I'm going to do the backs of these and the fronts of my envelopes. I have some more I want to do for these too. So I'm done. Thanks for watching. And thanks for listening. Will I stream? And let's, what time is it? It is 1:51, 3:51, 1:51. It's 1. I have to look at my. It's almost 2:00. In a couple hours, I'll be coming on to a live stream here. Oh, I'm buffering out there. I'm buffering. It's time to leave. I'll move these up a little. There we go. I've got my little stamp out here. I'll probably try to carve a stamp tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I got a snowman sitting there, some candy canes. So, oops, now I'm out of frame here. I'm just trying to set this up for a thumbnail. I always like to do this, show off what I've done. That can come down a little. This can come down a little. I always fool around with this. It's part of what I do. Alrighty then. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next page. Bye for now.